We now come to one of the greatest scenes in the movie, the appearance of Marvin the Martian, one of my top favorite Looney Tunes characters. I love this scene, and I wish it was longer, and I'm really angry that Marvin the Martian was not on the team in the movie. And I made a whole video about it quite a while ago. I'm gonna put a link in the description below so you guys can check it out, because I go on this super rant about how the marketing for the film and even just the whole idea of the sequel, it just seems like Marvin is so amazing. He absolutely should be on the team for Space Jam 2, and it was a disgrace and a shame that they didn't do that. And it seemed like he was going to be, and it's just, God, it just makes me so angry. There's two bad things this movie does. Oh, but only two really bad things. We'll get to the second bad thing later. But the first bad thing the movie does is Marvin not playing on the team. That was fucking pig shit. So anyway, it's awesome that we get to see K9, Marvin the Martian's sidekick, basically his doggy. K9 was only in a few things, really. So it was amazing to see K9 again after such an extremely long time. Really doesn't do anything, but it's just amazing that he's there. By the way, he's actually sitting in the crowd in the original Space Jam. But anyway, so Bugs steals his UFO, or his mothership or whatever, takes off and leaves Marvin behind to float in the air and be all angry once again. They're flying through the serververse. LeBron and Bugs are talking, trying to assemble a team, and I absolutely love the control buttons and stuff that are in front of Bugs Bunny when he's controlling that ship. For some reason, it looks like 90s CGI. Like, it has, like, that style to it. Like, it's very colorful and weird looking, and it reminds me of, like, the vintage CGI in the original Space Jam you got to see. And I feel like this is a moment where it's intentionally trying to recreate that charm of that... It's the imagery of Space Jam that we all love and remember. And it's very colorful, just that whole operation desk he's at. And you can see like a basketball on it and stuff. It's just so, it's like a little thing that I think is really, really cool. So that's a nice touch. So LeBron starts mentioning all these players he wants to have on the team, like frickin' King Kong, Superman, whatever. We want, for the most part, the Looney Tunes to be the team in the movie, right? So it's alright. It's whatever, I guess, that the other Warner Brothers characters weren't on the team. But it would have been interesting if maybe one or two of them joined. And, I don't see what the harm of that would have been. But I do agree with other reviewers that this is a Space Jam movie, so the real meat and potatoes should be the Looney Tunes. But anyway, it makes sense they're not on the team, sort of. But I don't like the explanation given in the film as to why they're not on the team. Bugs says something really vague about how, well, we need to pick players that are realistic to be on the team. It's like, really? He said something like that, and it's like, come on. What the hell are you talking about, Bugs? Bugs always makes sense, but this is like a throwaway line. Super quick, this whole explanation as to why they can't join the team. It's pretty ridiculous. I just thought it was kind of lazy. It was lazy and cheap the way they explained, oh, you can't do that. Come on now. If you're going to explain it, just explain it better. Anyway, the film cuts away to Algie and Dom. They're talking. Algie is trying to really hammer home this whole idea that LeBron is a bad father, because really, Algie, deep down, he's so jealous of LeBron that he's envious that he has a son, and he would like to have Dom as his son, because Algie feels like he relates to Dom more than the relationship that LeBron and Dom have, where they don't have things they connect with, really. Algie Rhythm does a parody of Steve Jobs, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought it was entertaining, but it didn't make me laugh out loud like I feel like it should have. But again, this goes back to the problem I said earlier about how there's not better comedians in this movie, so at times they're just trying to do whatever they can to get the laughs going. It's just, I know I already talked about that, but that's ridiculous that they didn't get more comedians in this movie. Anyway, moving on. They zoom past the Harry Potter planet, and LeBron says, "Alright, I'm a Hufflepuff, I knew it." And Bugs says one of the funniest lines in the movie where he turns to the camera and says, "Nerd alert." Yeah, so that joke was worth being there to have Bugs say nerd alert, but I think it's kind of cheap that they just zoom past it, the Harry Potter planet. They don't ever visit the planet. Really? Come on. Anyway, then we go to one of the next best scenes in the entire movie. They go to DC World. which is such a great scene in this movie. It's funny, it's visually appealing, there's so many cameos, and it's exciting. It's great to see Porky and Daffy together as a team. And what's fascinating is the fact that they made Bugs Bunny Batman and they made Daffy Duck Superman. In the past of the Looney Tunes, like the good old days that I remember, they always paired Batman with Daffy and Superman with Bugs. Because, I don't know why, it just seems like Daffy and Batman have something more in common. Like they're both underdog kind of characters. And then Bugs and Superman make sense because they're both like the best, right? They got the powers and everything. They're usually the toughest and they can survive the longest. I thought it was neat though that they reversed it so that it wasn't predictable. I liked that. LeBron being Robin I thought was kind of funny. Again, it's a joke that I think semi-lands. I mean, they're trying and it's an okay joke. I really like that in this moment LeBron finally gets taken down a peg, where he's not the big superstar, he's not Batman, he's frickin' Robin. Good. LeBron needs that humbleness in this film, which he does have, which is good, because a lot of people hate LeBron James, so you need to make his character in this film as humble as you can, and I think part of that strategy was to make him unlikable at the beginning of the film, and then as the film progresses, you start to relate to LeBron more, and he becomes more likable as a character in the film, at least. I think it's trying to make LeBron more likable to people in the real world, this film, kind of. Now, I know this is random to say this right in the middle of the video, but I think it was ultimately a mistake that LeBron James was chosen to be the main basketball star of the movie. Just because there's too many people that hate him. I'm not a basketball fan, so I'm not going to compare Jordan and LeBron. It's just that there was just too many people that hate him these days, so I think it was a mistake, and I think it hurt the film. It hurt the people. It hurt people from seeing it. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who were Space Jam fans and they're Looney Tunes fans, and they're like, oh, I'm not seeing it because LeBron's in it. The basketball star in the film should have been Kobe Bryant or just another basketball player. Even Shaq. Like, I know he's old now, but man, Shaq and Space Jam, fucking amazing. Everybody and their grandma would want to see that movie. Unfortunately, we have LeBron in the movie. I don't know everything about him as a person because I'm not a sports nut, but he does kind of seem okay to me, even though he has his controversial moments. I don't know. I think he's okay in this movie, though. I found him okay in the movie. And if you hate LeBron James in real life, that's fine. I just think if you love Space Jam, you should watch this movie because of the Looney Tunes. And watch the film like just remembering how this is a character that LeBron is playing in a movie. He's acting. This isn't LeBron James, the basketball player. So I think people should view LeBron being in this film through a different lens. I mean, yes, I know he's playing himself in the movie as a basketball player, but he's still acting. He's still doing something different other than playing basketball. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't think, and this comes to any film, you shouldn't let one actor who's in the film, one single solitary actor that's in a movie, ruin the whole goddamn movie for you. I think that's just a little ridiculous. Because I've seen movies where I hated a certain actor that was in it, even if it was the main character, but I would love everything else in the movie, so then I liked the movie. And I think that's being a fair critic. Like, this isn't LeBron the movie, it's a Space Jam movie. There's a lot of characters in this film, so there's a lot of things to like in my opinion.